trying to watch us live. We had some tech issues that we're walking through. But we are so glad that you're joining us. Basically, every week we do a deeper dive into the weekend message where we hope that we grow and are challenged from the discussion that happens from our spiritual development. Sorry if I sound a little weird because I've got like an echo in my head that you probably don't hear. But man, is it fun to talk about. But we want to highlight a couple different things before we jump into regarding our Christmas Eve services. So we are pretty excited. We've got a couple different options. There's an online service both at 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and at 9 o'clock. Then also we will be doing an in-person indoor service at 5 o'clock, which we would like you to RSVP for. There are spots left, but they are kind of moving fast. We have to limit it to about 250. So I think there's only like 49, 50 spots left. So if you are interested in being a part of that, please RSVP on our website, clcfamily.church/signups. We'll find this one up there. And then also at 7 o'clock, we are going to be doing an outdoor service. With the weather that we may or may not get, that might change the way that that looks. But regardless, we will be doing an outdoor service at 7 o'clock. At the very worst, it will be with the screen. And then the echo just stopped. So I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But if you changed a setting, Josh, it sounds great. Or nobody can hear me now. And then we're back at our mic issues. Okay.
I think when I mute my microphone, it's better for you.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's going on. So, yeah, so those are our options, 5, 7, and 9 online. In person, indoors at 5 o'clock, please RSVP. And then also 7 o'clock, we are planning on doing an outdoor service with the screen. If weather changes or forces things, we may just do it outdoors and it'll just be that, but we are still doing it at 7 o'clock. So I think that's all the updates that we have for now. I would say check out clcfamily.church if you've got any questions. This week, as we jump into kind of the overtime discussion, we are on week 5 of God With Us, where we were looking at Luke chapter 6. So I'm going to turn it over to Josh and let you kind of give us a recap of what we talked about for this week.
Thanks, Ben. I'm going to put it on me for a second. So thanks for kind of hanging with us, trying to figure out all that. We're wrestling through new technology as we're scattered, getting ready for home for the holidays this upcoming Sunday where we'll be in our home. So we're trying all sorts of neat stuff. And so thanks for wrestling through that. I think this has been a year of agility. Good job. All the things you said you weren't going to be able to make it through this year, you've made it through. And so we'll talk more about that this Sunday. But we are in week 5. This next upcoming week will be week 6 of the God With Us series, which is just a shorter version of the long version of the Gospel of Luke series, where we've just been walking really slowly through the Gospel of Luke, 22, 23 weeks so far. We finally got to Luke chapter 6. So the whole point of the Gospel of Luke is that Luke writes it so that we can have certainty of the things we have been taught. And so what that means is Luke is going through the Old Testament, reading the letters from Paul, some of the other New Testament books like Matthew and Mark, and going, the things that you can have certainty on is Jesus. So when we're talking about having certainty in Jesus, what we're really talking about is Jesus is God, which makes sense if we think about the name of the sermon series, God With Us, because in Isaiah chapter 7, they kind of go, you want a sign, you want to know that God actually is going to come and save the world from its sin. You will know because there will be a baby wrapped in swaddling clothes. He'll be in a manger, all this kind of stuff. In Bethlehem, all these different things you see in the prophecies. And he will be called Emmanuel, which is the Hebrew word for God with us. So the big idea of the entire gospel is that God wants to be with you and me forever. In other words, he wants us to have his presence and be in partnership with him on the original idea and plan of creation, which was God and us forever, enjoying each other, always being absolutely satisfied in him. So it makes sense as we've been working through the series that we didn't just start with, let's go look at the baby Jesus. Let's actually look at places where he was with us. And so when he gets with us, we get to see some neat stuff. And so we've been walking through and got in Luke chapter 6, where again we see Jesus kind of make some corrections in the way that people viewed God. They thought that God was all about creating rules that you followed. And so the whole Old Testament is this list of rules. And many people go, if you follow the rules, God is happy with you, which means they completely miss the exit on what the whole idea of the rules we're for. The reality is the rules were actually to help us understand how well we couldn't follow the rules and how much we needed someone else to save us from our own mess. And so Jesus, in the last couple of weeks, keeps interacting with these religious people. The scribes, those are people who had been both writers and interpreters and teachers of the law, and their Pharisees, the little following, who are going to continue to correct the God of the universe on how he's not following the rules well. And so we saw it again this week where the God of the universe corrects the Pharisees and they go, you should follow the rules. And what they're going to talk about specifically this week is the Sabbath. And the big idea, and we'll kind of work through it the rest of this time together, is your job is not to follow the rules. Some of you, that makes you really happy, right? You're like, yes, finally, that's what I wanted to hear a pastor say. Others of you are like, nope, we like our rules. But your job at the highest level, moms, dads, kids, is not to follow the rules. Your number one job is to follow the one who rules, right? Your job is not to find comfort in the rules. Your job is to find comfort in the one who rules. Your job is not to find security in the rules. Your job is to find your security in the one who rules. You follow like this. You're not supposed to find your direction. Yep.
Sorry to interrupt. We're getting some feedback for your microphone. I think it's hitting up on your zipper. So if you could just pull that out a bit. Or if it's not the microphone, it's something else. But it's pretty bad.
Huh. Let's see what's going on here.